Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Tonight I'm out in the fuel shed and I'm going to answer some questions about this centrifuge. I get a lot of questions, people asking where I got it, what brand it is, so on and so forth, model, and what kind of money I've got tied up in this thing. So let's go over all that. Plus, the manufacturer of this centrifuge was nice enough to give us a 10% discount on their website for the next 30 days. So I'm going to give you that discount code too, so stick around. So the current unit that I use is from WVO Designs. It is their Raw Power 6,000 RPM unit. But this is not what I started with. I started with their basic, but I had all the bells and whistles. So I got the heater and the booster cone, which is it's kind of messy still, but it's that little cone right down there in the center. That piece is removable. But yeah, I bought the standard unit, got the booster cone, got the heater. If I recall correctly, all in, I think I had around $1,800 in the whole setup, including shipping and everything. And after a while, and after doing some of these videos and everything else, I reached out to WVO Designs, who is the manufacturer of this unit again, and got to talking to them about their 6,000 RPM unit. And they decided to send out the motor and controller for me so I could do a little comparison on them. And so far, I really like this 6,000 RPM unit. The standard works great, don't get me wrong. The 6,000 does a better job. Now, could you get the same results out of just running the oil through the unit slower? Maybe. I'm not sure. But the higher RPM definitely puts more force on the oil in the bowl. So right now, their basic unit, which is the 3,400 RPM version, 120 volt, is going for $1,534. Now the 6,000 RPM unit is going for $1,930. Now, those prices do not include the heating unit, like this right here. They do not include the booster cone inside. So, yeah, it is not a cheap investment, that's for sure. Looking back, I've been at this for over 12 years now. Looking back at it, yes, it was a big investment, but the money I've saved in fuel has far, far, far overpaid as far as this unit goes. I could have paid for this unit dozens of times over, no problem, on just fuel savings. So, is it worth it? Yes. Which I know it's a heck of an investment, and they know too, which is why they are working with us and giving our viewers a bit of a discount on these things. So, we'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, I've been running this unit here for a couple years now. Well, the standard, and probably a few months with the 6,000. I really like both of them. They work really well, and I have not had any issues out of either one. The motors stay cool. They do exactly what WVO Designs claims they do. I did make some changes to the plumbing. As far as what WVO Designs suggests, like their typical installation has this hose barb coming right off the bottom of this bowl, which with the hot oil you're going to get steam and everything else coming out of the outlet of the centrifuge, which will end up in your drum and end up condensing in your drum, or the finish tank, which is this one over here. I would keep this cap here off, and I've got a vent outside, and it would just roll steam out of it anytime I was batching oil. But now I've added this setup here, which is basically made a P-trap by suggestion of a few viewers. This piece here is only, I'd say, 5 inches long. So come over a T so I can drain it out if I ever need to. Comes back up an inch into a 90. This here stays full of oil all the time. So no water, or water vapor I should say, can make it from this bowl down through the oil and out. The water vapor or the steam gets trapped in this bowl or the housing and then ends up getting vented out of the sludge vent, which I haven't rerouted yet. But in my testing, this has worked really well. I do plan to add a 90-degree fitting down here and a little hose, a little ball valve, so I can drain this off when necessary, because I'm sure it will get water in it eventually. But yeah, it's one of the only changes I've made to this setup, and I'm really happy with it. But yeah, let's get on to that discount. So after a good bit of back and forth with WVO Designs, they decided to give us a 10% discount on everything in their store for the next 30 days. So any time or any purchase you make over the next 30 days, if you go onto their websites, WVOdesigns.com, use the discount code NotSoGrandGarage, NotSoGrand, all one word, space garage, and yeah, you'll get 10% off your order. So that's pretty substantial considering the prices of some of their equipment. So it's not nothing, that's for sure. But yeah, with that said, we greatly appreciate the guys out at WVO Designs for doing this for us, and it's just to help you guys out too. So if you've been thinking about investing in one of these units, or maybe upgrading your current setup, which they've got the motor and the controller, you can buy them separately. So if you were thinking about an upgrade, thinking about parts like the heater, the booster cone, stuff like that, now would be a good time to do it. I don't think I've ever seen discount codes available for them, so I'm impressed and glad they've let us do this. So with all that said, I'm going to put the discount code in the description of the video, a link to their website in the description of the video as well. So yeah, if you're needing something, get on there, hit them up. Next 30 days from this point, this video should be live 7 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, 30 days from now, this link or this discount code will no longer be good, but there it is. With all that said, if you want to support the channel, I've got a PayPal account set up. It's in the description of every video. I've got SuperThanks enabled as well, so feel free to use that. If you've got any comments, complaints, questions, drop them in the comments section below. If you would, be sure to hit that like button, because that really helps us out with the YouTube algorithms and all their stuff. Not really sure how it all works, but yeah, we appreciate you watching, and please subscribe.